again, if you think about Roll20, they played a double global composition already, so that is just fantastic for Sky. Maybe the Monkeys don't want that. And it's another map where you have team fights. Right now the Monkeys have to say, let's brawl.
Right. I mean, Roll20, they're in a really tough position because this is a battleground where I very well could see a main tank Zul show up again and do a lot of work over the objective in terms of overall wave clear. So Roll20, I feel like they need to ban more with what they have in mind. If they want to take a certain hero, ban some of the counter picks, ban some of the foils, because right now, with the wide range of strategies we've seen from Monkey Menagerie, you're not limiting their hero pool at all.
Infernal Shrines, again, very brawly, very focused on the Shrines, at least when it comes to Objective 2, maybe 3 when it comes up.
Are we at the point in the meta where we start banning Zul on certain maps now?
I don't think we're there yet. I don't really... I mean, you can ban it against certain teams when you feel that they have a particular focus on that, but I don't think from a meta perspective that's going to be a thing.
Team Octalis' meta has reached EU. We have a Zul High Critic Kitten. I'm really shocked to see the Garrosh ban from Roll20.
To be honest, the team that brought Zul back first were the Monkeys. The roaming Zul. But yeah, in that position, that is an A homage, obviously.
So are you saying even NA LoL is based in EU?
Nah, I wouldn't go that far. I mean, it's the same hero, but it's a different position where you play it.
Almost got him. Second ban now for Roll20. They will find themselves one game away from potentially facing Holy Bananas in the Crucible. They will take Genji off the board. Solid hero. Has been showing up, doing work this series. I get it.
Diablo as a first pick for Roll20 is definitely a chance. Tyrande is open, but this is a map where we don't see it that much in compared to other, and there's the Diablo pick. Okay, that makes sense. Get the strong frontline tank, you eliminated Garrosh already, you want to head into Diablo, that makes very much sense here. How are the Monkeys reacting? Could see either a Blaze or Urel taken for the offlane in the first rotation. Question, of course, that still stands is, do they themselves play a Tyrande? Extraza instead, fantastic for the map, oftentimes banned out on Infernal Shrines in Europe. Is it going to be the offlaner?
For Roll20, I want to see a Deckard Cain or a White Mane show up in this portion of the rotation. Now that we've seen Alexstrasza, a hero who does very well on this battleground in particular, I feel like one of the main weaknesses that Roll20 has had has been overall sustain. Solo support Tyrande in these longer team fights just doesn't appear to be up to the task to keep some of these more important members alive. Roll20, they could be staring down the barrel of a ban in the second round for a support. Maybe they lock it in now. They again go for the Tyrande.
Yeah, she's amazing.
I mean, it also helps that they have Urel. The added armor from Urel is going to shore up a lot of those weaknesses.
I mean, the thing with Tyrande is she is insanely powerful. It's not only them that play it. They haven't found success with her, but I feel that's an execution problem more so than anything else. The hero themselves in good hands with good synergy onto, we've seen yesterday how much of an impact that can actually have. So Tyrande is incredibly powerful. With Urel, Diablo, that's already great setup. You gave up on Diablo, Urel, and Deckard Cain. So we have not seen that particular setup yet. But with Deckard Cain, I would have loved that draft even more because, I mean, again, it's nearly unbeaten. The Muradin on this rotation is a bit of a surprise to me. It's not too crazy, but now Blaze gets banned out. I've been talking about it a bit earlier. I would have expected them with Alexstrasza to take their offlaner, go and pick Urel, for example, to deny it to Diablo. Or Blaze. Muradin, was that needed? If he gets banned out, you still get Johanna on Infernal Shrines. She is really powerful, so I'm not quite sure what I really think about that. High priority. It's Ramabola again. He likes to have that hero for himself. But now you go into Leo instead on the offlane. Not a horrible choice, but if I could switch things around here a little bit, I would have approached the draft differently with the adjustments mentioned.
If you're going to go for Leoric here, I feel like the Monkeys would have been better off saving it for their last pick. Now that we see, you know, you're probably going to be dealing with Entomb, maybe we see more mobility. Maybe we see something like a Junkrat show up in the back into this composition. Roll20, they're going to go for Sergeant Hammer and Jaina. So they want that burst damage. I like that change for them a lot.
I mean, I'm going to be frank. I think we're looking at a 5th game. This is... outside of execution, I think the setup for Roll20 is fantastic right now. Diablo, Urel, you have a Tyrande, you can follow up on a Diablo engage. You have Hammer behind that, create space, the burst damage that comes with it, and the composition that we have on the side of the Monkeys doesn't really knock my socks off. So I'm like, I think this is a great draft for Roll20. You still have to win with it, but it's a great draft. So this is fantastic what we have here for them.
I mean, that's not a statement we've been saying for Roll20 in the past 2 games. So even just that alone gives me a lot of confidence that we will see a game number 5 in this series. The Gul'dan, nice round out. The question mark for me remains, what kind of value will be had out of the Leoric? You drop the Entomb on Sergeant Hammer, 50 armor. All the while, Diablo's going to be shadow charging it. You try to jump on your realm, you're passing armor around, you're having a knockback. What kind of value are they looking to get out of Leoric?
I'm actually even thinking about what I mean. Leoric in itself, he has the wave clear that's obviously fantastic. You have the drain on Diablo, that's great to put a bit of pressure on him. There's also several targets that you at least have for now for the Entomb. I don't mind Leoric. This is Leoric's best map right now, and this is a map where he sometimes appears. But I look at Roll20 and I think they could have, even instead of one of the damage dealers, gone for a second support here. We've seen Tyrande with double supports, and if you throw Deckard Cain into the mix now for them as well, then, and you keep one damage dealer, you keep, for example, Sergeant Hammer, how do you ever kill anyone? how do you get to Hammer? So I like that. It's not a bad approach to take. It's obviously a bit of a different focus, but that would have been another option for them that I would have really enjoyed.
I like that they put themselves in a position where they had options. Game number 4, Roll20, they're looking for game number 5. Shad is on Tyrande. Quacknix is playing Jaina. Rogadova this time is on Diablo. Chris will be playing Sergeant Hammer, and Zarmony will be swinging that bat on Uriel.
And to the right side of the map with the lead in the series, we're having the Monkeys with Crosby in game number 4 on Gul'dan. Make on Phoenix this time. Alex the Pro G, obviously, on Leoric for the side lane. Murden played by Remaballer. And last but not least, Splendor with Alex Strasser. So we're going to see a lot of Dragon Queen to secure the Shrine here. The Shrine race is definitely something where Monkeys have a lot of wave clear that they can bring to the table.
I like that it's Quacknix on Jaina. I've seen his best play when he is in one of these heroes. Just make the play, win the team fight, win the game. The burst damage, I think he's going to need that to really bring the full value of his place in this team. And force out game number 5, Zarmony again. I mean, this has just been a theme. The Monkeys have been challenging Zarmony in the first minute or 2 of each game, and it's been kind of setting the tone.
Yeah, and it really comes down to objective control for me. I would have enjoyed the second support from Roll20's perspective, as I said before, because I think it makes them nearly unkillable, while at the same time, in my opinion, still maintaining a lot of the kill potential that they have. Now, of course, they have the added burst damage through Jaina that can really capitalize on the Diablo-Tyrande composition whenever those two are in sync. So I could see them as a 3-man trying to rotate a bit between the lanes now and try and find a target. At the same time, the Monkeys have with the Dragon Queen a fantastic tool to secure a Punisher for themselves. So if they get the access to the Shrine, can poke through Gul'dan, get also some extra AoE in with Phoenix and this AoE splash and also Leoric. And I can totally see them trying to get through the objective more so a lead in the game than through team fights this time.
The name of the game for Menagerie has been, we want to team fight, we want to scrap. This is a battleground where they can look to do exactly that. Roll20, however, they have a very aggressive composition that can get those takedowns early and often. So I'm really excited to see how these fights over the Punishers are going to go. Right now, both teams just rotating in a standard fashion, pretty much even on experience. They're just kind of waiting around for that first opportunity.
Yeah, and also that's when Crosby is going to try and stack even more on his own hero. Remaballer gets caught for a second, but that's not really an issue if you're not locked down in that CC chain. So we have the first camp about to be taken here by the Monkeys, and the Marker plays around his shield, obviously. Scout comes in, sees what's happening, but it's too late to force a reaction here, but at least Roll20 have now an opportunity to react themselves. Need a little bit more than Tyrande. That's going to take a long time if Shad is doing that solo.
Fingers of Frost, already 5 regen globes. Quacknix really trying to stack that up sooner rather than later. 1,500 hero damage. By the late game, Quacknix will be that much more dangerous.
I've seen that in a couple of, like when you watch pros and just like see some Hero League games, and there was one guy in there that actually tried to solo take a camp with Tyrande as one of the dumbest ideas that you can possibly come up with. Takes nearly half the game until you're done with that. So yeah, the second he makes that move, you know someone else is already headed that way. On a pro level, you don't have 5 minutes to take a camp.
It's like, hey guys, I got the camp. We've already had to clear the Punisher that we had to give because you were over there. Gul'dan is going to go ahead and give up first blood though. Oops.
Splendor also with a very early Dragon Queen apparently trying to save him there and popping that, but that more or less secures the Shrine for Roll20. I'll be shocked if Monkeys are able to get this one. They're at least poking around it a little bit, but the position has been taken by Roll20. They have Chris in the spot now with Sergeant Hammer. They're controlling that space really well, and Gul'dan is just now making his way back. Dragon Queen cooldown has already been used, and that's a massive lead. Roll20. I'm actually surprised they did not only start splitting heroes off. Okay, there we go. Pushing Jaina down to the bot lane, having someone rotate topside soon. That's going to be a punisher for Roll20. That's just no doubt.
Yeah, the moment the Monkeys show themselves in other portions of the map, Roll20 is like, all right, we just got to split out. We're getting this. They're giving this to us. We're going to come away with the Frozen Punisher. Damage goes into the shield on the Phoenix. Not too much there. So that level 7 should get here first for the Menagerie. Roll20 getting that takedown, that's what I wanted to see from them in the earlier portions of the series. Get a takedown on the downbeat of a conversation. Try to get around the 5v5 fight. Try to disrupt the playstyle that the Monkeys have been successfully setting up all series. If they keep doing that, we are on the way to Game 5.
Yeah, I mean, the draft, again, is just fantastic for Roll20 now. The Monkeys can try and break through that with Gul'dan. The problem is him dying early also limited the amount of stacks that he got around the first objective, so that's an issue. A little bit later on the second stun, but good damage against Alex nonetheless. Not the kill that they were hoping for here, though. Rema Baller moving in. Also, Gul'dan, again, with a few more stacks and hits, so he gets that damage out. Skullcracker, again, it's the flavor that Rema Baller likes the most. He doesn't really like to go in to give him the axe on level 7. The Skullcracker is in basically every single game that he plays on this hero, his talent. So, yeah, a little bit of damage done by Roll20. Would have expected probably a bit more, but they get the kill against Phoenix, and that's again the engage with Diablo, the follow-up through Shat, and then Quarknix with the burst damage.
Aggression on the downbeat. That needs to be the stable for Roll20 Esports. Is paving the way to a lot of success. They get Gul'dan right before the objective. They rotate down there. You know that the Monkeys thought, like, all right, well, we just got the we cleared out the Punisher. Let's just rotate. We'll get to level 10. Oh, wait, there's 3 people jumping on me? Oh, they weren't expecting that.
B-steps. The sprays come out, and the B-steps are immediately hitting as well. Already liking that. It was a nice sidestep, though, by Robadoba, and he's saying, like, yeah, you're not going to get me here. Forget that. So the 2 frontliners definitely having some fun. Alex is not having that much fun. He's going to fall again.
Not the best time ever. Quarknix is going to chase him down.
You still have to kill him.
There we go. One last one for the road, but has that left Quarknix in a tough position.
Yep.
Doesn't even need to throw the Stormbolt out there. They finally do connect that. He's going to be able to back away. Diablo comes in. Shadow charges on the Phoenix in 3D. That is 4 takedown for Roll20 Esports.
It was a bait all along.
Got him.
So the cleanse on Tyrande, again, fantastic here. Getting the Celestial Attunement through here after the Stormbolt saved Quarknix for sure. Like when he had to go in a bit deeper to take Leoric down. It was a bit of an issue. Nice combo. That's the combo we've been waiting for the entire time. And Rema Baller! Oh, close call for him. He's able to walk away.
Chris, if he landed that BFG, I would have to shake this guy's hand. I would have to go out to EU.
I think Splendor had it. I think Splendor had him. But yeah, that would have been a great kill. Like if the BFG,
just
like
a no-look BFG?
3 seconds later, all of a sudden gets the kill, yeah, that would have been fantastic. Again, the juke, Rema Baller, not getting the Stormbolt connects here. 6 stacks by him only, not really too much. Ring of Frost, by the way, on Tyrande. Also Horrify in Cleansing Flame. Only hero that really just waits still, yeah, Ring of Frost for Jaina. Tyrande still holding back the ult.
We do have the Entomb, so someone's going to get put on timeout more often than not. Splendor just there in case Rimmer gets jumped on. I like that the Monkeys are looking to be aggressive. They've understood now that they've lost heroes outside of the objective phase, outside the general ebb and flow. So when they do go for these invasions, they are on deck just in case things start to ramp up. Quarknix on Jaina will be able to clear this camp out. One of the aspects of taking the Jaina pick that brings so much value in the overall macro, on top of being able to just blow somebody up, she can get those camps easily on her own. Yeah,
we saw that yesterday on Towers of Doom. And also, Yrel is... Monkeys are having a tough time. Monkeys are currently trying to do the exact same thing they did on Cursed, where it was successful. They said, we want to fight, we want to fight, we want to fight. But they're not getting those, like, ideally on their terms, but they have completely given up the experience on the bot lane where Yrel pushed several waves and nobody has soaked that experience. That's why Roll20 is now nearly a level ahead. And now they're fighting themselves again in that setup where they have to go against the 5-man. I think in the 5-man setup, they have to play around the Horrify too much. And I feel... I'm honestly thinking they are on the losing end here. They need to try and get somehow a kill, and it's going to be incredibly difficult. And the macro game goes over to Roll20 easily.
As far as momentum goes, I feel like the Menagerie do need to have a dominant performance here. There's the Dragon, here's the commitment. Splendor looking to walk forward. Damage goes on to Robodoba. There's the Entomb. Ring of Frost is going to connect on the 3 people, the BFG afterwards, and it is a fire sale because pretty much everybody on the Monkeys must go. There's the Overpower. Isolates Crosby. 2 heroes down so far. Roll20 takes that team fight dominantly.
Yeah, Monkeys was a horrible engage. Like, that horror fight did absolutely nothing for them. So, if anything, it saved Roll20. There were cooldowns that got blown out, and then when they engaged after the Entomb was there, was already... the fight was basically over already, because some of their most important cooldowns at that point were already blown without getting any value. And then as they're trying to go for the Entomb target, they actually funnel and allow the BFG and the Ring of Frost to get max value. If anything, they're lucky that they only lost 2 in that engage. So 2 down, another objective taken through that. Now they are nearly 2 levels behind because they also gave up the experience bot lane earlier where Urel was completely uncontested. Monkeys don't have the draft, and at this point they also don't have the coordination. Looking very, very different compared to game number 2 and game number 3.
You're absolutely right about that last team fight. I thought Trixler was going to be here in spirit with the 5-man team wipe. To only lose 2 heroes there, a fortunate turn from Monkey Menagerie. There's the Shadow Charge, the Overpower out of the Lunar Flare, a bit of counter synergy there. Shad's like, hey man, I had to.
To be honest, that's on Shad. That you, like, normally when you wait for the Overpower. So I'm not quite sure how they how they communicated that, but normally when you see that happen, Diablo goes in and you wait for the Overpower and you put it on the other side. So again, didn't look good.
I think with Diablo being on the right side in a position to body block, he was expecting the Overpower to come in later as he was trying to walk away. But oh yeah, either way, they weren't on the same page.
Yeah, you can play it both ways, but yes, you have to communicate it a little bit better. Do you get the kill then? I doubt it. There's still, you still have Avatar, but you might be able to force them to use the cooldown here. Quacknick still wants to kill against Alex, doesn't quite get that, but they are going to get that hold down here. And you can already tell that experience is going to snowball even further. Remmerball again with a flank. They're making very aggressive moves now because they feel they have to go for higher risk, higher reward plays. Did even do that without 13. Now they have that extra talent, but Roll20 is playing the safe at this point. They're just saying, like, yeah, we're not going to just throw the game away.
24 stacks on the Corruption so far. 1 stack completes, that will be an added thing to worry about. There's the Leoric dropping the Entomb. Ring of Frost goes out. This time it is going to airball. Rimmerball standing forward, standing tall. Zarmy starts to back away. Chris is out in the flank. Stormbolt is going to connect on the Quackness. They're starting to funnel in to a narrow corridor. Quackness has to be pleased with that. He does enough damage to force out the retreat.
Yeah, but Quack has no mana left anymore. Rimmerball is low. Everybody is low on the side of the Monkeys, and they burned everything except for the Horrorfire and the Salvo there. But yeah, with Quack, if Quack has more mana, they chase that down. They definitely go in and try and take someone apart. But with him running out of mana, it was starting to become a bit of an issue. And they also, of course, are very well aware that they're so close to 16 that time is working in their favor. And Monkeys is the team that's on the clock.
They're in a position where the Monkeys are in a position where they do have to try to take a fight before level 16 because they are a 2-level deficit away. 2 levels and some change before they get on even talent tiers. There's the Entomb. They really want to have this conversation with Robodoba. Again, the Lunar Flare is going to miss after the synergy. A Horrify will isolate, and then there's the Ardent Defender to follow it up. Alex the Pro G starts to back away. Splendor drops the Dragon. They are really committed to trying to keep teammates alive. Crosby gets saved by Splendor, who's making plays.
Someone is just jumping around here. Crosby is down. Hammer with a final blow here. I just don't see them taking Robodoba down anytime soon without
a 6th player?
Yeah, maybe 6th player. I don't know. It's a 2.5 level lead, like maybe even 3 in a second. The objective hasn't even been announced, and thanks to Hammer, they can just push in at the bot lane now. Open that up. That's also the lane where the next objective spawns. So you are preparing yourself to potentially end the game with the next Punisher, which would even be better for them. So right now, the wall's gone. You don't really go for the keep yet, but here comes again one of those aggressive flanks. A talent down, 3 levels behind. They're just brawling. Monkeys are just brawling now.
They're going full wild. They're not monkeying around, or maybe they are.
They are.
How you look at it. Alex the Pro G steps forward, drops the Entomb onto Quacknix, has the Ring of Frost. Once they're looking to go that far in, it does drop down, only connects on the 1 person. It's a honey-roasted, barbecued Rimmer baller as the Murden is taken down. Splendor starts to back away to long-range BFG. Splendor with the fancy jukes ends up getting swatted by Zarmony. They could be looking at keep. maybe even more.
Monkeys, knowing the monkeys, they are currently sitting in comms, having a blast, laughing, and just saying like, yeah, they realize what's going on here. They know that they essentially, with that draft, lost the game already, that it's just a matter of time. You can tell that they don't find any kills, they don't have a lot of kill potential, they can't really go for the objective. The draft was not going their way, so they are just going YOLO the entire time, fight after fight, and they're having fun with it. Might sound a bit weird, but that's what they're doing. They're saying, okay guys, we can win this on the 5th map, but this one is not going to happen. That's kill number 10, 4-level lead. They are just looking for fights the entire time, hoping that there's a misplay on the side of Roll20. And to be fair, if you get that kill, if you jump in from a side the way that Remabola has been doing a couple of times, you get that 1 kill on a backline target, it gets blown away, and you get like kill 2, kill 3. That experience brings you back. You all of a sudden have underdog experience through the kills, you have map control that allows you to take a fort, maybe 2, and then you start coming back. Outside of it, they're just looking at it saying, long run, we lose this. We can't engage onto those shrines the way that's working out. 5 versus 5s are really difficult. Outside of a flank kill, how do we win here?
I don't know if I necessarily like that mindset, because I largely agree. They are so far behind. They are so outdrafted that realistically is not probably going to work out in their favor. But sometimes I feel like a team really needs that never say die attitude for that 1% chance where they do find a way to turn things around. They're leaving opportunities potentially out on the shelf because they're not really looking for them. In a clutch situation down the road, if this was like Game 7 in the Crucible, that mindset, by not developing that to that point, could hurt them later.
Yeah, but that's the danger. In the Crucible, that's going to be a different mindset. But monkeys are the strongest and have always been when they're having fun. And they are a team that are very characteristic that even in a loss, in a defeat, they can have fun and enjoy that. That can be a strength and a weakness, but I also very much believe that when they go into a Crucible match where everything's on the line, we're going to see them come in with a lot more drive. But you can also make that argument that finding that kill in the backline is one of the very few ways, and maybe the only way, to come back into a game like this where you're already having a draft disadvantage.
Chris eats a ton of damage. There's the Horrify, brings Harmony forward, does have the Arn Defender. The Punisher looks to get involved. There's the 6th player, only in this time it's for Roll20. Airball, Ring of Frost, not going to connect with anyone. Alex the Pro G has to back away. Quacknix is pretty far forward against Rimmer Baller, but right now with Goldan getting taken down, it's looking like the beginning of the end, Calvin.
Yeah, Marquez low too, and they're just like going for it. They're trying to get more kills. 11 already there. The core is falling, and we are going to be pushed into game number 5. Unless there's a bit of a miracle defense happening there. 50% on the core. Phoenix falls. So does Alexstrasza. Everybody's still on the map for Roll20 as they move in to seal the deal, tie the series, and bring us to game number 5.
Gotta say, Caldor, if